Olabisi Adeyemo, Fountain Educational Services, otherwise known as the Fountain Schools. Fountain School is 22 years old this week. The idea was conceptualized after leaving the bank, and we started trying to gather details of how to start, how well to start it, so we don't get it wrong. So we started, in May 1995, putting things right. Fountain Education Services, now known as the Fountain Schools, was actually conceptualized in the year 1995, this same month of 1995, May 1995. And we started as a secondary school first, and then went into primary education.
The school has existed for 22 years. In fact, we marked our Founders Day last week, Friday, with the Cultural Day and Career Day celebration.
Fountain School have been a school rated one of the best among its equals. And one of our fundamental core here, our strong point over the years, has been on mathematics. And as we all know, that mathematics has been a phobia to so many children, if not all the children. Maybe just insignificant out of all the children, I will tell you I like mathematics. But here, we made it a kind of subject that children fall in love with. And by so doing, it has helped the school a lot, in achieving so many things we wouldn't have achieved if God had not been by our side.
In our academics, we don't play with our academics at all. And one of the things that keeps us going is integrity, because we have zero tolerance for examination malpractice.
Decide to start a school, it must come out of passion, not because somebody wants to take money or wants money, because it's not a thing you just, I think you need the passion. It is the passion, in fact, that drove me into it anyway. I love children and I love teaching people. And so when I went in there, I knew, right from the beginning that there could be challenges. And challenges of funding, challenges of acceptability, challenges of location, challenges of getting the people to really know who you are and what are you doing, because there are schools and there are schools. So there are various schools, not any just roadside school, and the people are ready to patronize when you are doing it right. And so these are the challenges we have now. Initially, I conceptualized the idea with a mind of 120 pupils, only to get 2 when we resumed in October. But, as the Lord is in position of the things, now by October, we had about, in December, Christmas Carol, we had 13. And there we are today. Just, the challenges are there, so many of them, because people get to know, they need to know the difference between schools and what they are looking for.
And also, very soon, we'll be having what we call the Fountain Scholarship Scheme.
I believe we're heading somewhere. And in life, goals must be set. You must have goals, aspirations. What are you looking forward to?
We see the Fountain moving ahead. We are well equipped to move ahead. We are on a landed property of 1.5 hectares, and we have the capacity of going ahead to create a polytechnic in the future. That's our aim anyway in the next 5-10 years. I have no intention to discourage anybody, but if you must go into education, there must be the passion, not the drive for the money you want to make there. Because at the end of it all, you may feel disappointed and then fail. But when there is the passion to mold destiny, not the quest for money, then you will have started well. When I started with only 2 pupils. After I've planned for 120, I had facilities in the body. We started as a full border scheme. in which case we had hostel for boys, hostel for girls, before facilities there. If you are looking for money, then we are failed. But the passion was there, and we continue to work until we get to where we are now, by His grace. So, you know, the young ones should be able to get it right ab initio before they go anywhere, that they should be able to have the passion before they can go into it. But the young men are looking for money, and that's the problem here. And that's why we have the core problem in the education in this country, and that's where exam malpractice comes in.
The fact that our chairman was once the chairman of the anti-examination malpractice in the state, and he's known for that, and therefore we can not compromise his integrity at all when it comes to examination malpractice.
I am Reverend Olabisi Adeyemo. I'm the chairman and chief executive of this organization.